What's up, guys? It's me, Alec, here, bringing you another Let's Talk film review. And today, I want to talk about the movie that everyone should be talking about right now, RocketMan. And RocketMan is the biopic of the man Elton John. And boy, I didn't know much going in. I'll be honest, I didn't. And so I'm not gonna hit points of how accurate it is because I don't know. But man, from what I've seen, I'm so happy with it. It is like literally Elton John because this movie is big, it's grand, it's impressive, it's vibrant. It's literally Elton John. And there's so much great things to talk about for this. It's great. I'm so excited to talk about it. It perfectly shows ups and downs of Elton John. And it's not afraid to hold back, which I think a lot of biopics were afraid to do in the past. But I'm really excited to just dive into this and talk to you guys about it. So let's just get into it. I wanted to start out by talking about the cast. And who else start with than Taron Egerton as the man himself, Elton John. Oh wow, he is incredible. Absolutely astounding to see him. He is so into the role, it's impressive. He was so immersed in it. And just like when I was reading some of the like ins and outs of his mindset for this role, and I stumbled upon one article that said Elton John told Taron to just make it the role his. Do something special with it. And boy, does he do some special stuff with it that just it's incredible. He didn't just do an impression of Elton John. He made it his own. He is Taron Egerton as Elton John. It's not an impersonation. And it's great. It's so much fun. And when I also saw that he was singing these songs, it gave me chills when he was singing. Like, oh, he is such a good singer. And it's just, it gave me chills. It's very good. He is very good. There is not a thing I can say as bad about his performance because he is able to speak so well as Elton John, and he knows how to portray these feelings. And it's crazy. It's really crazy. You have to see his performance. It is so good. Oh, I couldn't get over it. I was smiling the whole way through just seeing him as Elton John because you can see it. But yeah, that's the one I want to touch on for Taron Egerton. He is great. He is truly great as Elton John. The other person I want to highlight from this film is Bryce Dallas Howard as Elton John's mother. She is very good. This is one of my favorite performances by her from what I've seen. She is incredible by playing this mother that wants the best for her son, but also has this darker, like mentally abusive side to her. And she dives into it so well. She plays it so well. It's impressive, just like playing Elton John. She is able to dive into this certain area that I don't think many other actresses would have done with the role. And it's really intriguing to be like, wow, this is what Elton John went through. And I think if you didn't have Bryce Dallas Howard there, it wouldn't have worked as well because the way she transformed that role and made it her own She really, really did well. This is one of her best performances, I would have to say. And for the other cast, like, they're all incredible, alright? Don't get me wrong. They're amazing. But those are just the two that really stood out to me and are just amazing and very much Oscar worthy, but I'll dive into Oscar chances later. So, next topic. So, the one thing I really want to explain about this movie is it is a biopic, yes, but it is also a musical because it has this Broadway feel to it. And there's some great dance sequences that you'd only see on Broadway. And it just, it gave me goosebumps watching it. Like, these are some grand, big dance sequences that are so grand. And it's something that would only work in a film like this. It's great. It has such a big musical feel to it. And it works well for the film. It works so well for the film. It blew me away. I was not going in expecting a basically musical about Elton John's life, but that's what I got, and I am so happy for it. So happy. It is grand. It is so good, so impressive, and honestly, it is mind-blowing because just it gave me goosebumps for all those dance sequences, and I wanted more because they started off with it and I didn't see it as much later in the film, which kind of made me sad. But it was great when they had the dance sequences. They were so complex and like so well shot as well that just, it was perfect for the film. Now you may be thinking, what's your favorite part, Alec? And I just want to tell you guys what I thought was amazing. And that has to be that pool sequence that they show in the trailer. I loved it. I don't know what's up with these pool sequences, but they're all so incredible. It was just beautiful to see that because it tied in old Elton John to what he has become and put them together. And it was just really beautiful to see because it's him coming to terms with his past, and it was great. I loved it, that sequence. I don't know what's up with pool sequences. They're great. But I'm between that and then a very subtle thing that they did in the movie. So every time it goes back to him talking rehab, there is some of his like costume gone, which was so subtle of them, but had so much impact once you realized it, because it's like him taking away the barriers that made him into this exaggerated character, and you're finally able to see his true self. And it's so beautiful the way they did it because it was so subtle. But when you notice it, it just made it such a better film. Just, it was great. I loved it. I loved it so much. Oh, yes, it was great. It was so amazing to see just, it cuts back to him. He no longer has his horns on. Cuts back to him, he no longer has his cap on. It really was subtle, but had so much meaning and heart for the film. Just, it was a really good decision on whoever made that choice. Now, the one thing that the RocketMan movie should definitely have is the costumes. All the costumes are so Elton John. They're just like Elton John, exaggerated, vibrant. It's literally, the costumes are just like Elton John would wear, and some of them he has worn. They're his iconic outfits throughout when he was touring and stuff. Just all those iconic outfits that you love, you will see them in this movie, and they will look amazing. They're great. They are truly grand, and I love them so much. They are so Elton John. They're so Elton John. That's all I can say. On to the next one. Now I want to dive into the chances for the Oscars. I definitely think Taron Egerton has a chance for Best Actor because he is literally became Elton John in this movie. There is no trace of Taron Egerton in this film at all, and it is very impressive. It is a lot like Rami Malek in Bohemian Rhapsody, and I definitely think he has a shot. But with the high competition this year, with movies like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and even like the movie Downton Abbey, which is coming out, or those kinds of films, which are closer to the actual award season, like, slots that stand more of a chance, it just worries me with the release date. Because it's so far out, and the other movies that have been able to do this was like Get Out. So it's really just, can the momentum of the buzz carry them? And I definitely think it can. Because at Cannes, it got a lot of buzz. So why not continue that buzz to award season? And I definitely hope he gets recognized. I also hope Bryce Dallas Howard could get recognized, because she really did something with that role that made it hers. And it was impressive, but we do have to wait till more movies get released and we can see what their competition is. Because it is going to be a tight race to try and get those spots, because there's a lot of great films coming out this year. But definitely, I want to see Taron Egerton up there, because it's going to be hard to beat him. And also, costume design, it's gotta get a nomination. Just look at it. It is literally something that needs to get an Oscar nomination. It's great. It is truly like, if they don't get nominated, I'm going to be very mad. But yeah, those are what I think for the Oscar chances for Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress, and then costume design. I don't think it'll get Best Picture, because literally it's going up against Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Toy Story 4, The Irishman, Goldfinch, a lot of movies like that. And we haven't even heard some of the films that are going to drop for award season, and that's what's scary. We don't know what RocketMan's up against, but that makes me so much more excited, because that's going to be so much fun to watch. But that's what I think for the Oscar chances. So yeah, that's what I think about the grand fabulous movie RocketMan, and I want to give it to you. Are you guys fans of Elton John? Did you enjoy this movie? Is it accurate to Elton John's story? And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget, if you wanna, like, subscribe, comment. Sorry, I had to. And thank you guys so much. You guys are great. I'll see you next week.